Hello everyone. The intention of this video is to illustrate the article called Natural Trimming Basics on my website runandhorsemanship.com. All hooves are different, and although the principles and techniques are the same, there is not one definitive way of trimming hooves. After you have removed all the dust, sand, dirt, and mud from the hoof, you should take the time to read it. For instance, take a look at the frog and its juncture with the sole. That is the limit of your trimming. Never cut deeper. Then check the bars. These should be removed to the level of the live sole, straight down to the frog. Next, all the hoof wall in excess should be nicked or rasped down to a couple of millimeters above the level of the live sole. Finally, the heels should be lowered down, step by step, and leveled parallel to the coronet. So, the first step is to trim the frog. Remove all black tissues and cut off the flaps, as these are the places where bacteria love to hide. In this example, after a few years of experience, I would probably remove a little less material. The juncture of the frog with the sole at the apex of the frog is the very last limit. Do not trim any deeper. Once the frog is clean, you can remove the bars and all cracks along them. Bars should go straight down to the frog. During the very first trim, you can remove the dead sole all around the frog and bars. That is usually powdery or flaky material. Later, you should not touch the sole again as the hooves will wear naturally. The next step is to nip off all the excessive wool. Everything a couple of millimeters above the live sole can be removed. Later, you can do the same with the heels. Just remove material that is standing above the level of the live sole. At this point of the trimming process, I usually rasp the hooves, so I can take a good look at the work that has been done and make the eventual necessary corrections. As you see now, we have a better view of the hoof from below, and we can improve its shape. Holding the nippers perpendicularly to the bottom of the hoof, you should remove all irregularities around the wall. The final step consists in rasping the wool along a straight line from the coronet down to the ground, and to rasp the Mustang roll. These will prevent flaring and cracks. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you should trim your horses. There are some very conscientious professionals who can help you with that. But I think all horse owners and riders should know the basics and should be able to recognize a problem when seeing one. For example, in this picture, you can see traces of dry blood caused by overgrown bars that created pressure points on the sole. Maintenance trimming is a lot easier and takes much less time. The steps you should follow are about the same as for the rehabilitation process, but there is a lot less material to remove. So, most of the time, a light cleaning of the frog followed by cutting the excess of the bars and heels will be enough for your horse to go for another 4 weeks. even if you don't want to trim all by yourself. You can learn and feel free to guide your farrier into what you look for your horse.